It is guidance itself. That's what this is. So it's a very powerful claim about the all-encompassing nature of Allah's guidance. I've talked about this on occasion in different ways. We think about seeking medical advice from a medical professional because they will give us established and research-based guidance, right? Somebody who is, an expert in legal matters, a lawyer, can give you guidance on a legal issue, right? So there's a legal matter, you seek legal guidance. There's a medical issue, you seek medical guidance. There's a career issue, you seek what? Career guidance. And then we have different worlds. There's the world of psychology and counseling and, therapy, and you seek therapeutic guidance from somebody who's an expert in that field. So we have these different realms of guidance. Economic guidance, political guidance, social guidance, medical guidance, scientific guidance, whatever kind of guidance there may be. And then we say, and then there's all these different boxes. You can think of them as all these different sections in the library of different kinds of guidance. Oh, and then there's a religious guidance section. And in that section, there may be many books, and one of them is the Quran, right? It's also religious guidance, among the other available options. But it doesn't belong in the science section. It doesn't belong in the history section. It doesn't belong in any other endeavor of human activity section. It's guidance over here. But actually, the Quran isn't just spiritual guidance. The Quran is the author of the Quran knows more science than any science section of the library, and knows more psychology than than all of the world of psychology. Its entire knowledge of psychology combined is still, a drop in the endless ocean of Allah's knowledge of human psychology. And no sociologist has been able to capture what Allah knows of human sociology, because nobody can study society. We can study remnants and archaeological artifacts of societies thousands of years ago, and Allah knew every cell in their bodies, every word that came out of their mouth, every second of their existence, not their millennia of existence. So no sociologist will know what Allah knows. No political scientist will know what Allah knows. No theorist will know no medical doctor will know what Allah knows. And what does Allah do? Allah offers the kind of guidance that illuminates. It doesn't eliminate. I didn't say eliminate, I said illuminate. It illuminates all other areas of guidance. So it illuminates our thoughts about politics. It illuminates our thoughts about society. It illuminates our thoughts about self-care or even mental health. It's not like the Quran has nothing to say about these things. And it's not like the Quran is trying to replace those sections of the library. But the Quran is giving a spiritual guidance that actually helps us get proper direction in any field of human endeavor. It provides insight that makes sure that those areas of inquiry, because everything human beings research and study is a double-edged sword. You can study physics and invent incredible things like cars. And you can study physics and you can create incredible things like nuclear bombs. Right? So science itself is blind. It doesn't have a direction. Science itself can guide you to how to manipulate materials, right? And come up with new invention, or create new solutions, or produce new kinds of weapons, or whatever else. How to use that science in a way that actually benefits humanity requires an overarching guidance. Without that guidance, science can go in any different direction. Psychology can go in any different direction. Therapy can go in any different direction, because it's lacking a light that it needs to be looked under. And that light is the light of the word of Allah. That's guidance. So when Allah says it's overarching, He called it guidance itself. He didn't limit this matter to just a spiritual dimension, but as if every area of human activity, every inquiry in human life actually has a spiritual dimension. And the Quran will guide it in some way. It'll push it in some way. And that's how it becomes an explanation of all things. So it doesn't have to enter into those sciences to guide those sciences. So the Quran doesn't have to talk about, child psychology at length. But it can touch upon the principles of guidance that can enable a Muslim therapist and somebody who studied the science of psychology and see how Allah is shedding light on what they studied. It can enable them in ways that they couldn't have been enabled without it. Right? So that's the idea of Hudan.